I keep on mentioning about students sinking. And this is really the image I have, and I see it in the classroom all the time, unless I can help a student. They just get worse and worse in the classroom. So our real thing is to give them new strategies. We have to come up with a new strategy. And I want to talk about that because we cannot simply give the same strategy louder. That doesn't help any. We can also not say this is the strategy, this is the strategy, this is the strategy, this is the strategy. We can't repeat the same strategy over and over again. If they didn't get it, they didn't get it. We have to come up with a new strategy, a new way of viewing it. Without that new strategy, they will not improve. I can guarantee you. And so I want to talk about some various ways to give them specific feedback that will help them to improve. You know, you've got all the wonderful tools that we have. Jing for screencasts, YouTube, Word, Kia, and I'm actually going to give you some examples of some of these PowerPoint, organizers, texting, websites. Very particular feedback that's going to help them to grow. This happens to be one, and it's in Spanish, but I figured give you the real stuff. This was a PowerPoint quiz, and basically it was a quiz that if they got it wrong, it instantly gave them feedback on the answer and how to get the answer. And notice it explains it, it uses color, all sorts of different ways for them sort of to approach the issue so that they can see a different strategy for doing it. You can record your comments in Audacity, which is a great program. Voki, which is another online program. And as you're looking at student work, you simply turn on Audacity or turn on Voki and record your comment. A little hint, if you don't use the student's name and talk about a very particular skill, you can reuse that for another student. I'm actually building up a library now of certain strategies that now when I know a student needs that strategy, I just pull it up and give it to them, as opposed to my having to redo it every time. So screencast is also a great thing. Can you imagine pulling up students' work on your computer and using a screencast program to talk about that student work, to improve it, and then sending that to the student? It's like you're right with the student going over it. And Screencast-O-Matic does the same thing. All of these give feedback. Before I go on, though, I want to tell you one thing. Please do not, and research and formative assessment says that you have to pick what is absolutely critical and have students improve in that area. If you get red pen fixation, how many of you ever had paper with so much red pen covering it, you don't even know what to do? And that's what students do. It overwhelms them and they will not improve because there's too much red on their paper. Choose 2 or 3 most critical things that they need to improve in. And if you only choose 2 to 3, it's going to make a profound difference because they're going to do those things. They can deal with 2 to 3. Other than that, they're overwhelmed. I actually have been experimenting this semester with texting students and very short text using the program Selly, trying to get them to have different ways of thinking about how they can do it. And I've had mixed reactions to this. Sometimes students are telling me they want more information or they want a visual example. But it's an interesting way to quickly give students a quick text response.